Hey, how you doing? It's Dan McDonald. I'm the Life Regenerator here on YouTube. Thank you for joining me for today's episode of the Life Regenerator Show. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I should definitely be sleeping. I've got a huge workload tomorrow, the next day, filming DVDs here in South Carolina. But since I can't sleep and I'm really inspired to just share with you, again, from my own perspective, but I'm just sitting here thinking, I was thinking about service and how I wanted to encourage everyone to think in terms of service, because although I've dedicated myself to service a long time ago, I have really recommitted myself. It's hard to get over the ego, if you know what I mean. Everyone makes it sound easy and that we're all so spiritual and everything, but actually, it's pretty persistent. That part of you that wants to just the lower animal natures, it's not super easy to transcend that, at least in my experience. I don't know, maybe it's really easy for you, but to continually cultivate virtues and go back to things like service, to go back to things like humility, to go back to things like simplicity and surrender. You have to keep on, it seems like, for me at least in my experience, I got to keep on reminding myself to come back to that thing. That's one of the reasons why I like to read the books that I read, written by spiritual masters and whatnot, to constantly remind myself of that. So I was just inspired to say to you that I think that it's a very good idea to use what you have in the service of this world, because it kind of made me cry when I was thinking about that, because I was like, for me, it's just, I love fruits and vegetables, I love raw foods, I love health, and I use those things to provide service because I really want to see you uplifted, and I really want to bring goodness into the world, uplift other people, because to be honest with you, I mean, we live, like most of us watching this video, we live in America. It's pretty good here. We got a lot of food, good place to sleep, clean water. We're pretty lucky. But for the most part, the world is a sea of suffering. And even in these places where, yeah, we've got a good thing going here with a lot of abundance, so that keeps us from suffering on certain levels. But deep down inside, a lot of people are hurting. There's a lot of sickness, a lot of sadness, a lot of depression, a lot of ignorance, which people don't really know so much in general as human beings, what we really are, and that we don't have the ability a lot of times to rely on that, which is that divinity, that eternal nature, knowing in our deep being that all this is transitory. And even though when we know that, it still makes it difficult because we get attached, to relationships. We get attached to positions. We get attached to power. We get attached to money. It's very easy to do that. So I'm just sending out a lot of compassion, and I'm basically kind of came to my senses after all these years. I've been overthinking this YouTube thing for so long. Like, I need to be a specific way. And then I was talking to Ricky today, and he goes, dude, you're just DTM, man. You're just you. There's nobody like you. And I just figured I need to celebrate that. And then I made the crazy video with me in front of the mirror, and it felt good. I was like, screw this. Who cares if people don't like me with my shirt off? Or who cares if people don't like the fact that I sell stuff or anything? It doesn't matter. That's another thing I'd like to say to you is, who cares what people think, I mean, but that's not an excuse to be an a-hole, though. You see what I mean? You should still be kind. You should still be loving to people. But at the same time, you shouldn't even care what you think. You shouldn't even be interested in right and wrong. Just observe and understand. Understanding is more of a silent, intuitive knowing. It's not really like something you can go to college and gain understanding, So back to the video topic. Of course, I get off on all these tangents, but that's just the Life Regenerator style, which I never really embraced. It's like, yeah, you're a little crazy, but only in the best way, bro, with the best intentions, and Your style makes it entertaining, which is funny because most monologuers, unless they're staying on some specific topic that you're interested in, are kind of boring for the most part. But for some reason, I've managed to capture your attention and keep you here because the subject keeps changing. It's kind of like a TV with editing, but it's just editing in my head, which is what they call ADD, which is just, you know, your attention dialed into higher dimensions. Because I am tapped into wanting to share with you the infinite potential that is within you. And being creative, having fun being yourself and doing what you do. So I'm going to continue to just do what I do here as a service. And I want to, these are my resources. I've got a camera, I've got an ability to speak, I've got a lot of love and passion for like health and fitness and staying trim and keeping my skin as nice as I can and staying flexible with the yoga and focusing on my mind with the meditation and also wanting to bring up things like service. Like use what you've got to serve the world. I know there's so much hesitation from beautiful people that have a lot to share. They don't think they have a lot to share because I understand that. You're like, well, how many times am I going to tell these people about fruits and vegetables? Well, you just keep telling it over and over and over again. You know, I'm not the dude that's, I don't really brand myself. I'm too lazy to try so hard to make an image for myself. You're going to see me with no shirt off. Then you're going to see me with a nice shirt. One day I'm going to be eating mulberries tomorrow out of the tree because that's what I'm going to do because the mulberries are this big and they're huge and they're juicy and ripe. And I'm going to get mulberry juice all over my face and spread it all over my body and then go for a run. And then I'm going to go to the ocean. And then I'm going to come back here and make a juice. And then I'm going to take my shirt off again. And then I'm going to put a nice shirt on again. And then I'm going to make a gourmet, high-fat, raw vegan recipe for my roommates or my friends that come over because nobody eats like me. And then I'm going to drink orange juice like I did all day today. You know what I mean? And I'm just going to do all the crazy stuff and I'm just going to be me and hopefully that's cool enough. Because then what I think it is like, you might be made it this far in the video and go, this guy's totally nuts. He's not making any sense. He said he was going to say about service, but yet he goes off on all these tangents. But what it is it might transmit this thing to where this guy's kind of nuts, but he's just being himself. And he has no plan, except for just to say that I'm here to serve, I'm here to love, I'm here to give, I'm here to teach what I can, and I'm here to encourage you. If you got extra money laying around, use that money for good. If you got extra strength in your body, use that for good. If you've got extra energy, resources, clothing, time, use what you've got to make the world a better place. I want to encourage service because it purifies the heart. And so that's kind of why I'm making this video. Is that I wanted to remind myself that that's what I'm here to do. I wanted to set the tone. I've wanted to connect with you for so long. But with so many of the challenges that I've had on YouTube, being a public figure, and the personal issues that I've had because I was raised in fear, bombarded by it, saturated by it, and lived within it. And I've been going through this process. I don't know if you know this, you might be a DTM viewer, but I've been distant. I haven't really been here because I've been going through my own process and I didn't really want to be vulnerable and say my heart is being purged by fear and it is one hell of a process. It is like pushing rocks uphill. But I have no other choice because I'm not oblivious to what's going on, that there's fear there. And that's affecting every aspect of my life. My relationships, my finances, my service, my relationships with my daughters, and my ability to connect with people. And so the purification of the heart through the process of diffusion by walking into the fire and being there and embracing that fear and using that fear as a stepping stone into compassion. Going, well, if I feel this way, I bet you there's a whole boatload of people all over the world that are experiencing fear and it's holding them back. So I'm going to talk about it and I'm going to tell you that with courage and faith and awareness and clarity of the diet and all these other practices that I've shared and will continue to share with you here on the tube, I have been able to diffuse a bunch of that pain. And it feels good because I'm getting freer and freer. And my energy has really picked up. A couple years ago, let's say, when I did the classes, oh dude, after an 8 or 10 hour class, I'd be so exhausted. But on this last class, with like 15 people, worked all day, talked all day, made food all day, held space, counseled, teach, made videos. At the end of the 10-hour day, I was as fresh as I was when I started. And it's because the obstructions in the heart are the worst obstructions of all. And that's why we got to do the diet, to clean the GI tract, to get the brain clear so that you can sit there and learn the power of observation without critical judgment of your own self, and have the courage to like watch the process of moving through the debris that's holding you back, which is some type of fear. So it's just a process of awakening, you know, really is what it is. That's what's going on here. I don't know if anyone knows that or not, but you know, DTM is evolving pretty rapidly. I'm learning so much about so many things, and I've just held back and I haven't really been able to open up, but I think something's shifted in me. The desire to just get back to authenticity, make crazy weird videos, and just put my creativity out there without thinking, oh, what are they going to think? Some old 2 or 3 ladies are going to unsubscribe from me because I don't have a shirt on? Well, come on then. You know what I mean? Look at this guy. It's like, okay, he's 40 years old. Whatever the heck he's doing, it's working. Because he is ripped, tight, fit, flexible, and he feels better at 40 than he did at 20 or any other time in my life, because I'm allowing the process of cleansing. If anything at all, there's a couple things I'd like to go into in the future, and I may end up kind of going into being a spiritual guru, you know, a crazy spiritual guru, but not really official with white robes, gongs, and incense, maybe a little bit of that, but just a dude who's like, look, if there's anything I want to think about, the food is the awesome trip, because I'm going to eat mulberries tomorrow, straight legit, and I drank orange juice today. Get your brain energy on, liquid sunlight, you know what I'm saying? Power, fruits and vegetables, high water. Don't even cook them. Don't cook nothing. Just eat everything raw and fresh with all the water. But anyways, I'm just saying that if there's anything I want to share, that is the virtues. All the virtues. I won't even go into them because there's so many. But love and peace, humility, service, you know, to build strength in the heart, to build my favorite, you know, virtue is purity. But then again, it's pretty close, right? Purity and peace are pretty much neck and neck. But love is also right in there. So like purity of the heart and mind. Oh, thank you, Lord. You know what I mean? Purify me and show me where I am not pure so that I can be aware of it and begin the process. I will get a book, I'll watch YouTube videos, I'll meditate more. I will do whatever it takes to get through this process to allow my heart to be purified. And I will do whatever it takes to recommit to unconditional love, even if it's the hardest thing in the world to do. I will make the loving choice. I will make the unconditionally loving choice. And I've had to do that a few times in the last several months, to make choices that were very, very difficult. But I did choose the high road. And I will tell you, at this point, it ends up being the best thing. And I see that now. If you keep making the unconditionally loving choice, the universe conspires to give you more of what seemed to be difficult to let go of. Once you let go of it, it opens up the door wider. It brings back even more love into your experience. So I have had to choose the high road of unconditional love. And I encourage you to do the same. Then there's peace. And the only reason I love peace so much is because it's something that I've never had. And I'm talking about the peace that my soul knows. And I think it remembers because when I was a child, a very young child, before the traumatic experiences began to take place. But I think they took place even before I was born, to be honest with you. So I may never have been within the belly of peace, within my mother. So then there may never, but I know my soul knows it from another life. Or my soul knows peace. But this experience has yet to have it, because you can't have peace when you got fear there. You can't have peace when you got conflict in the mind. That's why I go to the desert. That's why I do the water fasting, the juice fasting, the vision quests, the solitude and the silence, to get the clarity that I need. Because peace, I can taste it. I can just taste it. And I know that it's possible to be the peace that passes understanding. Imagine that. Unshakable, unbreakable, unmovable, permanent, eternal, infinite peace. Even if they stick the knife right in your heart, you forgive them as the blade goes in. You understand as the blade goes in to take your human life. That's why Yeshua was such a cool dude, you know? He was forgiving them as they killed him. That's legit. That inspires me. You know what I'm saying? Gandhi did the same thing. The dude shot him right in the heart, and Gandhi was like, the last thing he said was, "I forgive you." He felt so bad for that other person. That's enlightenment. That's love. That's peace. That's knowledge. That's true wisdom. Forgiving the person as they're killing you. That's a high state of consciousness. That's to be sought after. That's a virtue. This was a video on service. It went in a totally different direction. You let me know if you want to see Dan McDonald, the life regenerator, the authentic dude, no holds barred, making no sense, no branding, no linear, long, short videos. You let me know if you just want to see me rock and roll. If you benefited from this video, then the way that you let me know that is that you give it a thumbs up and I go, wow, if they like that, they'll get more of that. I'll wrap up here all day. I want to spread a message about love and peace and health and harmony and transcendence and illumination and your infinite potential. People need to know that. That gives me hope. Yeah, am I perfect? No. But I know that there is perfection within. So I allow the perfection to burn brighter and brighter and brighter by committing to it and recommitting to it again and again and again and again. And then it just purifies me. Because here's one last thing. I was thinking this the other day. I was like, I really need to make a video about this. I was going to let you go, but I'm going to keep you here for another minute. You know, when you commit to those more expanded levels of energy, which are sometimes referred to as the virtues. Those virtues, like let's take the virtue of kindness. You're committed to kindness. Guess what's going to happen? You think you're going to become kind all of a sudden? No, you're not going to become kind all of a sudden. But you are going to begin to see the areas in your life where you're not being kind. Why is that? Because now that you've committed to kindness and you have allowed that energy field to penetrate your being, that's a part of your consciousness now. That's a very high, powerful energy field, kindness. And guess what? If you say, I'm going to be kind to everyone and everything at all times, including myself, without reservation, then guess what? You're going to see when you're not being kind. You see? And when you commit to unconditional love, which I did years ago, that began the process of me seeing, oh, you're not being unconditionally loving. And hey, I committed to that, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago. Is the unconditional love perfected in me? What do you think? I still get mad as hell. I ain't going to take this crap anymore. The ego gets all bent out of shape because the little boy got his feelings hurt and he's been defending, and he's been trying to convince everyone that I'm worthy, and making up all this, like putting on this show and all this crap. I'm not going to do that anymore, to the best of my ability. I'm going to try to commit to being authentic, vulnerable. Who cares? Put the knife in me. So what? I'll forgive you. Let all the people tell the lies about me out on YouTube, because that's all it is. I'm a real decent guy, and that's a fact. I know that. I'm doing the best I can, just like you are. You got to feed your family. You got to make these decisions. You got to make all kinds of decisions. Should I just stay the long-haired hippie in the trailer, or should I actually like put on a shirt and get it, make enough money to pay my child support? Well, I obviously went down the road of putting on a shirt and doing some stuff to try to support this thing, so I could, keep this thing going, because my favorite part of it is crazy ass videos like this that don't make any sense. But yet, if you can dig where I'm coming from, you can take this one video and completely transform your life by saying to yourself, wow, this guy's crazy. I never saw him before, or I've seen 500 of his videos, but I never saw this one. I'm going to commit to unconditional love, and I'm going to purify my heart. Can you imagine what that could do for your eternal soul? Some dude with some crazy camera angle? Imagine what that could do to you. Imagine what that could do for your life. Imagine that would do for your eternal soul. Imagine what would happen if you began the process of purification and commitment to unconditional love, and then you went out in the world and started sharing that. You could be a candle. I could be the candle. Yeah, I'll be the candle to light up your blowtorch. And then you go, I have 150 some odd thousand subscribers. You could have 500,000 subscribers, because you know how to do all this right and make videos and brand yourself, and then you could teach unconditional love. And all I did was a little candle on the dude that doesn't know what he's doing with the technology and has no branding and no nothing. Just getting up here and doing it. Light your flame, and you go out and you're just a blowtorch. And you save your eternal soul, not like in the crazy way of hell and brimstone, but I'm talking about like finding peace, finding joy, being creative, living a good life, changing, getting sober, eating better, losing the weight, getting rid of the disease, making more money, being a better parent, being a better husband, being a better wife. Man, if I could make videos that would help people to do that, dude, I'd be all about it every day of the week, man. I'll just be the dude that's just rambling and touching on some stuff that means a lot to me. It means a lot to me that you become a better husband. No one taught me how to be a man. And I'm mad as hell about that, dude, because I am 40 years old and I'm trying to break free from being a boy. And if I could talk to the men and say, yo, y'all got to be the mountain for your woman. You got to get your feet dug down deep into the earth. You let her do her thing, but you just stay strong like an island of power. That way the kids are safe, the woman's safe, everybody's safe and happy. You make that money, man. You put those kids through college, you get yourself a nice life insurance policy for your wife so she feels safe, everybody feels safe, there's more peace, the yin and the yang is balanced in the world. And love, man. I gotta go because I'm always trying to make shorter videos sometimes, but man, I really, really appreciate you for just letting me go about this, because I am committed to service, but I got my own crazy way. I ain't gonna start editing videos anytime soon. I'm not gonna hire anyone to do that anytime soon. I'll have a shirt on one day, the next day I won't. I'm not gonna change. I realized that tonight. I was like, I ain't gonna change. I don't need to change. I'm always trying to fix myself. I'm not broken. I'm the life regenerator on YouTube, baby. And I like that. Because I feel like I'm unique and you're unique. We're all unique and we're all one. So let's just commit to those virtues. Pick one out tonight and write down, pick a virtue tonight. What you want to align yourself with, what you're ready for, what level are you at. Pick out a virtue and post it down below. I want to see where everybody's at. Is it peace? Is it harmony? Is it service? Is it love? Is it kindness, compassion? Is it abundance? You know, silence. Any virtue you want. You know what I mean? Gentleness. You know, patience. Pick your virtue and write it down below in all caps. All right? DTM style. I love you very much. Let's make the world a better place by making ourselves a better person. Can I get an amen? Give it a thumbs up. I'll make more videos like this. This video, I thoroughly enjoyed. This is the DTM that I like. Because I don't even want to think. I'm too damn lazy to make content, outlines, and stick to it unless I make the DVDs, which I'm doing tomorrow. Juicing Mastery. Keep your eyes peeled. Because juicing is where it's at. Juicing, virtues, oh my goodness. There ain't no place you can't go. You are beautiful, baby. Peace be with you. Bye-bye.